Yay Networks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
First and foremost, we do want to apologize for not being here last week. We honestly genuinely thought, let's give them a break. Let's take a week off. Girl, we got so many messages saying, why the heck didn't we upload? That Thursdays and Fridays weren't the same. So we do want to apologize for that.
Damn, babe, you didn't even say, what's up, guys? Happy Friday.
Every time I say, happy Friday, guys, you're like, can you say something new? So I just saved myself
$150. No, yeah, guys, we cannot what it surprises us the most is that we didn't upload. We've always been consistent, right, ever since January, but I believe back in March, a few months ago, we also skipped a week. And yeah, we had, a couple messages here and there, like, where's the podcast? Well, but guys, the amount that we had this time, I don't know, we've obviously grown. We started, pushing TikTok and Reels. So we've grown quite a bit, right? We made the Instagram page. Yeah. But the amount of people this time, you had the cute messages like, oh, where's the pot? And then you had the people that do it with the good intention, guys, but we got death threats. It's like, you don't know how much this fucking sucks. I'm at work. The only thing I look forward to on Fridays is your podcast. I hate you guys, but I love you, So we were it touched our heart.
Yeah, and we will never skip a week again, hopefully.
Yeah, but we just jinxed it. No, yeah,
never say never.
Luisa and me were over on Thursday night, right? Or Thursday. Friday night? Thursday night. And I opened up my Instagram just, for shits and giggles, the Spill the Beans one. And all the message requests, guys, I was like, what happened? Did we come out on a Cheeseman channel or something like that? And then, no, it's because we didn't upload. And then Friday, once people really realized, it wasn't going on YouTube either, that's when shit hit the fan. And honestly, guys, it's a very good problem to have, if that makes sense. We love you and we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, and we sincerely apologize for not having a podcast up for you guys last week. But last week was crazy to say the least, guys. Literally, we were in Houston and that it got freaking lit. Jonathan's, what am I trying to say? Showing off the Rock'em shirt today.
Oh, yeah, guys, I got my Rock'em shirt. Juani had these on every single bed, along with a lot of other items as well. And I brought it home with me, and it's dope.
You've worn it 3 times already this whole week.
I think it's
so cute.
I just love Rock'em, guys. I love Rock'em before because I do stand by this. I don't know if it's the manufacturer, if it's them. I do not care. I just know that they're Rock'em boots. They're the comfiest boots I've ever had. And so now when we went to Houston, we saw the warehouse. We saw how things operate, her team, we met everyone there in Houston. And honestly, Houston won our hearts.
Honestly, so like Jonathan said, we've supported Rock'em ever since it started, and we genuinely love the brand. But going to Houston and getting to see the team and meet everybody that works with Juani, I was in genuine shock. I was like, Juani, where do you get all these people? Everyone was so genuinely nice, hardworking. Their hospitality was crazy. They received us with so much love and they were just so nice. So I was like, what the heck? You just felt like you were at home there. You really felt like they were all friends, and it wasn't just oh, I'm just here to work. No, everybody was genuinely there with a smile on their face. And just to shout out one person, guys, that honestly without her, what the heck would we have done? But Karen, oh my God, Juani's best friend, she was for sure the craziest person there, in the sense that everything, I don't know, she was so on top of things. If you needed a water, she was already coming upstairs with the water bottle. If you needed to know where the clicker was, there were clickers to come in and out of the gate at the house. She already had a clicker there. If you needed to be clicked in, she would already, you would just got there, you're okay, I'm gonna call her. No, she was already opening the door for you. It was genuinely crazy how on point she was with everything, and always with a smile on her face, guys. She was the happiest person to be around, to hang out with, to talk to, just everything. I loved Karen.
I have this really funny story, guys. It was Sunday morning. Just to give you an example of how great the service was, we had someone brought a quesabirria truck, right? So I got quesa ramen,
yeah, ramen
and
birria.
I had everything right, salsita, everything prepared. I was already sitting on the breakfast table, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" I said it. I was thinking like out loud. I wasn't talking to anyone. I think I was by myself at the table because I was the first one. Because I was the first one up. So then I was like, like los limones, something like that. Ay, faltó un limón, but like to myself, right? And I whispered it, and yeah, like se quedó. I'm not gonna about to go like look for any if I didn't see some at the food truck. And then before I know it, guys, Karen brings over like un platito, like a bowl of just like freshly cut up limes, and puts them on the table. She's like, "Here you go," and I was like, what the heck is going on? I felt like I was at a 5-star hotel. Like, I didn't ask her. Like, I knew she was in the kitchen, but she was busy doing something, like, you know, heating up something. So I was like, oh, whatever. And she just brought them, just all because I whispered it. And like, that is the service that it's little details like that that makes you, because I said this thing over the weekend. I was like, before we obviously saw the warehouse, the whole, you know, effort that it goes into running this Rock'em business. I used to, because the only times we would see Juani would be like at Lulu's, right?
Yeah.
So she would come with her kids and her husband, and we would just kick it, and it'd be like a normal time. And you see Juani, and it's like, I told her, I was like, I thought you just like, when we were in her big ass warehouse, I was like, I thought you just like pretended to play like what's like when you pretend to play like Barbies? Like, I thought she was pretending to play like this whole Rock'em like boot owning store thing. Like, I thought it was just like ¿cómo te diré? Like a vibe in, I don't know, like something small.
Yeah.
And
like a small
so
business.
when we would go to her warehouse, and she has, I think she said between her and her associate, is that what you call it? Business partner, 130 employees, and like this big ass warehouse and the store. And it's like, oh my God, like she comes to Cali, but she's like she's still working. We can see that she's texting, but she's kind of on relax mode. And then in Houston, you see a whole different side of like businesswoman Juani, and it's crazy.
If I could describe humble, I'd describe Juani. Like you do. Juani is the most hardworking person I know. Literally so inspiring. Just the simple fact that every single day of her life, she wakes up, does her makeup, gets pretty, dresses up with a beautiful outfit, and is a badass mom, and then is a badass business owner, and just has she is so smart. So when I would hang out with her at Lulu's, she wouldn't talk about Rock'em that much. She would just say like, oh, I'm texting my partner, I'm doing this, whatever. I'd be like, okay, she's on business mode, whatever. But she like, I don't know, she never comes off as like, how do I even explain that? Like I'm
too busy, like
yeah,
making
like
money.
she's like, I don't know, she doesn't make her job her personality, you know?
Yeah, there's
like,
people that like, no, I'm busy, bro. Like,
yeah, like hold on,
I can't drink, I gotta take care of this, you know?
She has fun, but she's still like on work mode. She's still, you know. So when we get to the warehouse, and then they're talking about these 18-wheelers coming in every week with fucking thousands of pairs of boots, I look at Juani, I'm like, Juani, what the hell, girl? Like, we knew about Rock'em, right? We knew it was a successful brand because we wear it, we own boots, and it's an amazing brand. The quality is perfect. But it's like when you go and you see actually everything behind the scenes, I was like, girl, I'm never gonna bother you again. Like, you have so much on your plate, and the fact that she can still be a good mom, a good friend, and everything, it says a lot about her. She's just amazing. And Juani was on work mode, of course, because it was a brand trip, but she gave everybody the time of day. Like, she talked to everybody, she would check in with everybody. She was just like, I have nothing but good things to say about Juani, honestly, and the Rock'em team.
And then when we go over to the next part, which is Houston, guys, Houston was the best. Obviously, we look at our YouTube analytics, right? And I think the first place that says is LA, and then Houston for like support and people that watch our videos, people that follow us on Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. So when you guys showed up to the store, it was our first official like meet and greet, like
together,
like together, and like official, like it was marketed, it was, you know, hyped up, and it was crazy, guys. There was people wearing our Spill the Beans merch, our Not the Vibes merch, that brought us gifts. The shirt, we're recording this on Monday. Yesterday was my best friend's wedding, recalentado, and if you guys saw all the funny ass videos of me dancing, but what I'm trying to get at is that shirt I had on, it was like black with like stuff in the back, right? Like racing stuff. That was a shirt that one of you guys gave us at the meet and greet. So it was crazy. One thing is though, guys, I love the people. I love the food in Houston. The vibe overall. Is it just me? Is it just us? Were we in the wrong part of Houston? And when I say Houston, you guys obviously know what I mean. Like just the area in general. But a mí se me hizo feíto, ¿no? ¿No crees tú?
So it's funny because when I would genuinely talk to the people that were coming to meet us, and I genuinely wanted to know, like, I was like, oh, do you guys live here in Houston? And they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, what do you do? Because it's like you can't go out and enjoy yourself, not even at night. Because in Arizona, granted, it's freaking hot all day, but at night, sí se baja, right? So you can go out, you can literally have dinner outside because it's and it's dry. But in Houston, you would go out at night, and I'm like, girl, I'm going back inside. Like, why is it still 90 degrees and humid outside? So I was like, what do you do genuinely? And they're like, well, we don't really go out. Like, we don't really do stuff. I'm like, like, it makes sense, you know? Because I feel like a lot of places say, like, I don't know, Phoenix. I feel like Phoenix a mí se me hace bien bonito. Like Tempe area, Tempe, Arizona. I love it
also
there.
Westgate.
And
Scottsdale.
And so my thing with that is, like, I feel like they know that people go out at night, so they make it a vibe, right? Yeah. But Houston, I mean, we never went to downtown Houston, like, no, the nightlife and stuff, because we didn't have time, and maybe we're just talking out straight out of our ass. But when we were just around, we went to Alpha Land and stuff. We're like, sí está un poquito feíto, but maybe it is just where we were.
And also,
we haven't been all around
telling
Houston.
me that Houston's a very old city.
Yeah, it does look old.
And so now that we're not there anymore, guys, I think we can, like, for security reasons or whatever, safety, we can say and talk about everything now. So the Airbnb was in Friendswood, correct? And just based on the big ass mansions and the houses, it was like one of the nicer areas, according also to our Uber that picked us up. Like, oh, you guys are staying in one of the nicest places in Houston. Okay, the houses are big, I get it, right? But the sidewalk, like, Blanca and I went out to run a few mornings. We would have to go and try to run on the road and risk us getting, like, hit by a car, then risk us twisting our ankles on the sidewalk, guys. The sidewalks were, I kid you not, like, slanted to the point where it was like we can't run on them. Yeah. Cracks everywhere on the sidewalk, vines coming out the sidewalk. Just the houses, yes, were big, but the architecture looked very, like, old and depressing, and bricks and stuff like that. Whatever, that can be very opinionated, right? Like, it's like, oh, Jonathan, who are you to say that that's not beautiful? Whatever, right? Okay. So then our Uber picks us up and takes us to Alpha Land, a very popular gym there, guys. It's supposedly known as a Disneyland of gyms in America. And the Uber themselves is like, oh, Missouri City. That's where the gym's at. It's like, oh, this is like one of the nicest parts of Houston. And then in my head, I'm like, bro, we have this town here. It's a joke. It's called Commerce City here in Denver. And that's like the ghetto for us. I'm like, Missouri City looked exactly like Commerce City. It's like, if this is nice, I don't even want to go to the bad parts of Houston. So yes, like, I think we're also very spoiled living in Colorado. We talk about that with everyone. And also,
I think the Uber was very biased too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she can't, and like, Juani was probably going to take us to a better part. Like, downtown is probably super nice and beautiful, you know, but we didn't know. So literally just talking about our experience to the places that we were, it was a little bit not the vibes, you know, like, I wouldn't explain it. Like, it was so fun. The people, amazing. The hospitality, amazing. The vibes, like, with the people there, great. But, like, the actual, I don't know, buildings,
where we're just not in the right place, guys. Like, let us know, like, no, this and this is beautiful. We have this.
Yeah, I think that we just might not have been in the same. Like, we were there for
what a coincidence that, according to people there, we were in the two of the nicest parts of Houston, and that didn't seem nice at all.
I don't know, girl, but I have a bone to pick with Alpha Land, girl, because
no, babe, don't, because one day I'm gonna be friends with Christian, and I don't want to see this. No, but it's because
it's not even like, I don't want to. Okay, you know what? We love Houston, whatever. We had so much fun. And honestly, thank you to everyone that came in to meet us. I was genuinely shook. I was like, ain't nobody here to see me, girl. No. You know?
I literally was like, babe, I'll be right back. Like, I'm going to go talk to the people in line outside. And then when I would leave, you're like, dude, so many people. Blah, blah.
People are like, where's Jonathan? I want to take a picture with him. I'm like, and everyone, literally probably 90% of the people I met, they're like, oh my God, tell your mom we say hi. We love her and Franco. We're obsessed with Franco. And I'm like, wow, that's people that genuinely see us, you know? So loved everyone there. Thank you guys so much for the support and for being second on our analytics of showing love. Denver isn't even on the list, girl. Like, at all. Like, it literally goes LA, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, freaking Phoenix, and then probably Denver. But that's crazy. So thank you so much for that. We are so excited to be back and to do something crazy there. Maybe when it's a little bit fresher, like in December or something, because but anyway, so out of the whole time, we check out on Monday, right? We have to turn in the house at 2 p.m. So we're like, perfect. We're here till Monday night. So let's at least go see Alpha Land, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go see if we can get a quick workout in. And by this point, we had already ran in the Houston heat. So we're like, if we're going to go run, like at least let's go run in AC, you know, because this shit's crazy. So we get to Alpha Land. First impression, it's huge. Literally, I understand when people are like, oh, it's a Disneyland of gyms. Perfect. I loved it. It's beautiful inside, the way everything's decorated, the way the stores are set up. Buff Bunny and Isediga, like their little boutique there, amazing, beautiful. I wanted to buy everything there. So I'm like, okay, cool. I love the fact that he made a gym for influencers, I guess. Like people know that you literally sign a waiver that says, I know I'm going to be on camera. I'm comfortable with coming on people's videos, whatever. So I love that. I love that people get to go express themselves. I love that people get to go and like record their workouts and be an inspiration for many online. But girl, you walk in and literally, I'm not kidding, people just stare at you. Like here at Gold's Gym in Lagmont, people stare at you. Like, you know, probably half the people there. So everyone's like kind of staring. But at Alpha Land, I have never in my life ever felt that uncomfortable.
They like wait for the people to walk through the door and be like, let me see if I know these, or like, what do you do? Like,
or do they have a tripod? Or are they gonna film their workout? Like, what are they, you know? Everyone there is an influencer of freaking fit inspo, because everyone's fit. The girls there are gorgeous. Everyone's recording, everyone's like in little groups and like friends and stuff.
They have videographers and photographers. Like you'll see like this super fit girl at the squat, and then like 2 normal looking guys just recording her.
Yeah. And I love that, right? But for me, it's like, okay, if you guys are in your own world, if you're creating content to inspire people on the internet, why are you judging everybody that walks in? You know, like I love the idea behind Alpha Land. I just feel like slowly it became more of a, well, how many followers do you have? Well, what kind of content are you creating? How big are you on TikTok? You know, instead of being like, okay, we're all just here to create content for ourselves and, you know,
smile.
Yeah, like be nice.
Like people there have like a stick up their ass.
Literally, they would just stare at you. We would walk out because we were kind of touring the place. People were just staring at you, and it's not even like a despistadita. No, they were staring, and we ran 2 miles. I'm like, let's get the hell out of here, girl.
I didn't even want to be there. I thought it was like kind of like, I don't know. I'm not going to talk shit because in the slightest chance that Christian sees this, if little backstory of that gym, guys, it's owned and CEO of whatever Alpha Elite, which then opened Alpha Land, and Christian Guzman, that's his YouTube channel and his identity. He opened it, and I've seen Christian since I was 15 years old. He kind of got me into lifting, and now he opened this gym, and he's a really cool guy. I love him. And but his videos, he has a whole production team, so all his videos are like color corrected and like really nicely shot. So it makes the gym look like 10 times, you know, cleaner, 10 times, you know, more colorful than it really is in person. So
yeah, and at the end of the day, what I wanted to get through is, we know that he opened it with like this amazing intention, but I just feel like slowly the people that started going to it are making it a little bit less approachable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's not somewhere where, like, say I lived in Houston, even if I lived 5 miles away from that gym, it's not somewhere I would go.
Me neither.
Not like my everyday gym.
Absolutely not. So when I started going to yoga, I remember walking into the yoga studio, I was like, this is so fucking embarrassing. I'm here by myself. I've never done yoga in my life. Like, what am I going to do? The ladies, oh my gosh, hi, is this your first time? How are you? Where do you live? Like, are you around town? Whatever. You walk in, they're like, okay, just sign up here, pay them. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it's your first time here, what's up, where are you guys from, you know, because I feel like they should know that a lot of people go just like as a tourist.
And Christian knows it.
Exactly. And like the guys there, literally the worst and best way to say is like they look like they genuinely have a stick up their ass. Like if you don't walk in there and look absolutely gorgeous and fit and beautiful, they ain't smiling at you, girl. And I don't know, it's very uncomfortable from the get-go. As soon as you walked in, the receptionist was nice because we went to the wrong building. We walked into the headquarters and I was like, babe, it's not here. He's like, no, yeah, I think it is. And the girl's like, actually, here, I'll let you in. She was super nice. But yeah, you walk into the gym, the people that are signing you up, like even if you're just looking around like the boutiques and stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run and I'll get the fuck out of here. So we literally spent $80 to run 2 miles, and that's it.
We didn't even vlog, even though everyone and their mom had a camera. We didn't vlog because we're like, I'm not buff, I'm not gonna record.
Literally, like, Even if people just want to go get inspiration and start building their body, you can't, because there are people there are just so judgmental, and like you can tell in their eyes. And I know a lot of people might think, oh, it's just like your opinion or how you feel. No, they genuinely make you feel like a piece of shit. I'm not even kidding. They're just staring. We're walking from gym to gym and everyone's just staring. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here, girl. But anyways, Alpha Land is beautiful. It's cool. It's a vibe. The people make it so shitty.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
If you guys have followed us for a while, you know that therapy is literally the reason that I have Franco right now. And it's because there was a time in my life when I did not know if I wanted kids, and it was literally a deal breaker for Jonathan and I. So I decided to get therapy and to talk about it and see what the root cause of my trauma was and why I actually didn't want to have kids. But it wasn't that. And through therapy, I figured out that it wasn't that I didn't want kids. It was that I wasn't very, confident in having kids. So after going to therapy, I felt way better, and now I have Franco, which is crazy to say, but literally what happened.
Whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life, so you can move forward with confidence and excitement.
Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier it gets.
I love therapy because it helps me put my emotions in check. Sometimes I don't know what I'm feeling or why I'm feeling a certain thing, but through therapy, I've learned to realize that sometimes things are out of my control, and it's okay to get third-person advice from a professional.
And I love therapy because it helped me sort through trauma that I didn't even know I had. So by talking to someone else, it made everything clear.
If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
It is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/spillthebeans today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/spillthebeans.
Anyways,
I have another bone to pick, babe. So this one's funny because I'm gonna dive in a little bit into hate comments because well, I was in Houston, okay, literally just explaining, like, I don't know, I was in Houston, I was making TikToks, whatever, here and there. I make a TikTok with Juani, we're wearing the same outfit, and we'd make the funny TikTok, we're like shit because we're wearing the same thing, right? Literally get like 5 comments. Oh my god, is she pregnant? Oh my god, is Blanca pregnant? And I'm like, I'm a little bloated, like I've been eating like shit, I've been drinking like shit, you know. So I was gonna clap back genuinely. I was gonna make a whole TikTok and be like, why are you asking people if they're pregnant if they haven't announced? Like, why would you ever look at someone and be like, oh, is she pregnant because she's bloated? You know, like, you never know. So that's when I realized that I do get a lot of, I wouldn't say if they're backhanded compliments, because girls are like, they're like, I'll like, when I did my sponsorship with Nike, you know how I was wearing a sports bra and shorts, they're like, oh my god, I love how confident you are in your body. And I was like, I don't know if I should be like, oh, thanks, girl. I'm like, damn, am I fat or what? You know? So for me, it's like, I feel like as time goes by and more people get on social media, there is such a crazy expectation of what your body should look like. So I just realized, I was like, you know what, girl? I'm gonna just wear whatever I want. I was super self-conscious about wearing those shorts and like that pink top because I saw it at Rock'em. I thought it was so cute, but I don't have the perfect body, right? Like Jonathan and I are working towards our like body goals. So I'm like, the day that maybe I get surgery, which I might, who knows, and I genuinely look snatched and I genuinely am skinny, I get lipo everywhere, that day is probably the day that people are gonna be like, oh my god, your body, this and that. But don't you think that day is also gonna be the people are like, wow, you're just like everyone else, and like, why are you getting surgery, you know? Yeah. So like, I'm gonna get hate if I'm not perfect. I'm gonna get hate if I am. So for now, I'm just like, girl,
you just gotta do what's best for your mental health.
Yeah. And I feel like for the longest time, Jonathan and I have always talked about how nobody really talks about the middle of your transformation. So it's like we've been on this kick of running every day, eating clean, and then we get a trip, and we, as much as we try our best to not eat bad, to not drink, to not do this and that, it's impossible because we want to have fun and also not be the ones like,
you know,
can you get this like gluten free, or can you get, you know, so
or like, hey man, échate una cerveza. No, exactly. I'm on a diet. And then you're like lame. Like, I understand there's like a like, you know, hey, I'm on a diet. But then there's also like, you know, this Juani, her team put so much effort into a weekend, and I'm gonna say no to a beer because I'm, you know, like,
and
no,
also
like,
because we see our friends like 4 times a year,
Yeah.
you know, so it's like when we see them, we want to have fun, we want to, you know, like old times, we
it's
all
Armando. And literally, we've seen it 6 times already.
it's like every time we see them, we get lit and we have fun, right? So now I'm just like, whatever, like I have a mom pouch, I have a mom belly, I'm not perfect, I don't have lipo yet, so I'm just gonna, you know, this is realistic, I'm not gonna try to be someone I'm not and suck it in. I'm like, it gets tiring sucking it in, girl. That's why in that TikTok I was feeling myself, and I was like a couple drinks in, so I didn't suck it in, and then I got all the pregnancy comments. So that's me for you guys. We had a little hiccup in our transformation road, but wait till October when we're running that half marathon. We're gonna look snatched.
We literally, right now as we speak, we're vlogging all day, like a reset, like Monday reset. But this has been one of the hardest resets we've done, guys, because yesterday, you know, I kept touching my cheeks and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm getting chubby, like, or I feel chubbier. Let me go weigh myself. Worst decision I could have done in my fucking life, guys. I go to weigh myself because, yeah, I haven't been running or whatever, you know, since Houston, but I still watch what I eat. I don't drink beer. I only drink straight alcohol. I hate beer. And that's kind of what, you know, contains mostly the calories. So I was like, whatever, you know, I've kind of been taking care of my figure. I go, guys, and I weigh, I shit you not, almost from the lowest I've been on my transformation, I was 183. And when I weighed myself, I was 191. 8 whole pounds more. And I was like, I got in such a shitty mood, huh? Like, I started, like, Oza looked at me. I was like, what do you want? Like, you fucking, but nah, not like in my head, I was thinking it. And I was like, oh my God, like, it almost ruined if it had not been my friends like Recalentado or Tornaboda, I would have just stayed home and fucking ate like 10 bags of Funyuns. I shit you not. It was so bad, guys. But like, yeah, you get these little hiccups and you're not perfect. And pero hay que echarle ganas.
Yeah, and I feel like the road to transforming your body and lifestyle isn't perfect. So your body is always going to fluctuate. Like some months you're going to look so amazing and like not bloated, and then some months, like for example the holidays coming up at the end of the year, you're gonna look a little bit more bloated because we're not perfect in the sense that we haven't gotten lipo, where in lipo they take all your fat cells out. So even if you eat, like, where's that fat gonna go, girl? You know, your ass probably, because if you don't get lipo in your ass, it goes there. So it's like when I have lipo and I also get a little bit chunky, like, yeah, then I'm like, okay, you guys can fucking talk shit to me. But right now I'm like, we're genuinely just not being relatable, but showing you guys what it's like to transform your body just by running, just by going to the gym, doing this and that, eating less, eating well, which is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. So it's like, yeah, one day sometimes I'm gonna look a little bit chubbier than others, a little bit more bloated than others, and at this point I'm just gonna show it, because what's the point of hiding it, you know?
You can bet your ass I'm gonna be the first one to tell you whenever I get something done, which is my cheeks, because I do not know why. If I eat one hot Cheeto too much, lolo en mi cara. And I was telling Blanca that there's like, and I'm gonna talk about just guys for now. There's like there's the good chubby and like the bad chubby genes. Like there's people, like guys that are super chubby, right? And their stomach gets bigger and arms, but their face is still like super slim. Mm-hmm. Whereas me, like, I start eating bad and it all goes to my face. And I look like, even though like my jeans fit the same, my face just looks like I had just gained all the weight I lost back. So it's really frustrating. And that's why I want to do something to that, because I was like, I want to feel good constantly. And if that's what it takes, then I don't give a fuck.
Then I'm gonna get lipo on my face, period.
But thank you guys for all the support you guys showed us in Houston.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Love you guys. And what other Chicago is next on our list
to go.
Yeah, because we knocked out Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, LA, and I think Chicago tiene mucha raza de Durango. I think you guys host Durango Fest every year, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm down. And also, according to Vibe & Co. Shopify, from our last launch is Miami, but I don't know if you were there when Mando told me. It's not actually Miami. It's the surrounding towns, I guess, city or whatever, because Miami has the main tower for, I don't know, Shopify. He's a sound engineer, you know, Mando. And he's like, they all kind of ping to Miami when they buy stuff from Shopify. So then I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of knew, you know, Miami's not really full of Mexicans. I know the surrounding towns are, Mando's family's from one of them. And so he knows all that. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we can head out there and do a meet and greet too.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Oh, okay. Switching topics, guys, because I feel like we're milking that, and you guys are probably on your way to work or to do something important. We actually just renewed the lease here.
Actually, we became friends with our ghost. No, but seriously, guys, we are still here. You guys knew that July our lease ended, so we were most likely going to be in a new location. Well, we're not. We're in the same place. We're on the same couches, just switched sides.
Yeah, guys, this place literally spoiled. We didn't know what we were getting until we tried to leave.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I remember coming to tour it last year. Last year, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I came to tour it last year, right? It was like a crazy, like, I saw the pictures. I was like, beautiful place. I don't know. Let's just go see it for the vibes because I just wanted to see how beautiful it is. You found it?
Yeah, because you weren't even considering the town next over. And I was like, babe, this house looks legit. Like, let's go.
And it was pretty affordable. So we come tour it. It's like a kind of an open house type of thing. You just put the code in, you come in. And I remember looking around and I'm like, what would I do with all this space? And then you walk upstairs and then you go into the rooms and everything just kept going, like the bathrooms, the rooms, everything was beautiful. And like
big,
the way that it was built, it was so pretty. There were so many freaking windows and lights. So I remember applying to it and I was like, I'm gonna be so sad if we don't get it. But I didn't really have expectations to get it. I kind of just applied for the vibes. And when they messaged us, was it 2 days later? Because
Blanca keeps saying that, guys. I didn't know I was gonna get approved.
I really didn't.
Why wouldn't we? We have the income, we have the credit, we have all this. I was like, if we're not like the 100th applicant, then we have a chance.
Yeah, I guess I was just a little bit nervous because we had never had to go through such a crazy application process because we've been so spoiled. Like with the apartments, those people just wanted to get them rented, right? Like they didn't care. We were literally living in the ghetto. And I know a lot of people don't like the word ghetto. We always get clowned on like saying ghetto, but literally in the ghetto, guys, there was guys
like a guy peeing in the backyard once,
like literally in front of our window. He was peeing when his apartment,
and he would get drunk in the hallways.
Yeah, he would try to talk to me. If you know, we talked about it when we moved.
Weed.
Yeah, it was terrible. So that one, I feel like people were they're getting approved whether or not you had the money or whatever. And then the house that we rented, our Sherman house, the one where Franco was born, everything, it was through a family friend. So he was so cool, literally the coolest landlord ever. He just said, hey, like, just sign this lease. The lease was 1 page, and it was like, you're not even on a contract. Like, when you want to move out, just tell me 30 days in advance. Super cool, super nice. So when we were applying to this house, I was so nervous because there was so much shit you had to fill out, and it's like a background check, a credit check,
dogs,
the income, the dogs, pet rent, the freaking deposit, first month's rent. Like, everything was so scary. So when we got it, I was genuinely like so happy and shook. And then so we just came. We've been here for a year. We love it. It's the only thing we don't like is that it's so far away from like our hometown and the things that we like to do out there, like eat and go to Target, but the time rolls around when we're looking for houses and there's not a single good house on the market. Not one. Good.
It's because look, there's houses, guys, but not houses, como dice la Blanca, for YouTube.
Well, even for me, to be honest, like,
yeah, I guess my expectations are really low.
Your expectations are so low, and me and my mom have always been like the type to be not picky but picky, But
no, you come from a good place. I don't want people to think that you're not humble. No, it's like if you don't look, it's like that thing. If you don't look good, you're not gonna feel good. No. Like with your clothes and your haircut or whatever. So if you don't live in the place you feel good, you're not gonna perform good.
You're not. I wasn't gonna vlog. I wasn't gonna do no Instagram content on there.
The lighting.
A lot of these houses were so pretty from the outside, and we would go in the inside. I'm like, who the fuck built this house? Or why haven't they renovated the cabinets? Like the whole brown. Like, not even brown. What color are the ones that give me the ick?
Like, straight up wood, guys.
Like, just wooded cabinets. Like and it's not even just wooded. Like, wooded cabinets, cool. But then the backsplash is, like, green. Yeah. And then the living room is blue, So I'm like, who the hell came up with this? And we just went down to the fact that if we we would find a good house and I'd be like, okay, well, we would have to paint that wall white. And Jonathan's like, why are we gonna spend more money when we're already spending money like renting the house, right? So it's like there was so many things that I was like, well, we can fix this. And Jonathan's like, I'm not trying to fix nothing, like we are renting, you know. So at the end of the day, it just came down to we're not leaving. We are obsessed with this house. We're obsessed with the neighborhood. We started running around here, and the amount of comments that I get on my running TikToks, like, girl, how do you run like that? Aren't you scared you're gonna get robbed? Like, someone said, if I was trying to run in my neighborhood, I would have gotten kidnapped already, you know? So it's like, it's safe, it's beautiful, it's calm, the community's so nice, the neighborhood
2 minutes away from my parents' house.
Yeah, the
now
neighbors
that
are
Franco's
nice.
a little bit older, and my parents they're just as busy, but I feel like my mom, more specifically, has learned how to not learn. She's always been good at time management, but she knows her windows now because she operates a lot of things. So now
I feel like she has more boundaries.
Yeah.
In the sense that she spends a lot more time with the kids now and like at home because the kids are in summer school.
Yeah.
And when they're in school, obviously like she doesn't have to be home because she's always doing things. But when the kids are in summer, Jonathan's parents go into full parent mode at soccer games, freaking the lake, this and that. So they're home a lot more. So they ask us like, hey, do you guys want us to watch Franco? Or we'll be like, hey, can we drop him off for like 3 hours? And Franco freaking loves his parents now, huh?
Yeah.
He literally fell asleep with them on Saturday night for Jonathan's best friend's wedding. And he was just sleeping with them. I'm like, dang, like he really just...
He got along with them.
Fell in love with them. So it's nice and convenient because his parents are here and they're closer and we get to convivir más con ellos now.
My dad literally just texted me. Well, he called me, but then we're filming. He's like, ¿Cómo anda, Mato? Nomás para si tienen trabajo para que nos traigan a Franco aquí lo cuidamos. 7 minutes ago.
Like, do you see that?
And they live literally, well, you guys have seen the TikToks and YouTube videos 2 miles away. Blanca runs there all the time when we have breakfast in the morning, so.
Yeah, so it's amazing. Honestly, we have nothing bad to say about this house. Even the whole ghost situation, ya se calmó. We haven't heard anything lately.
You know what, guys? Should we tell them?
What?
That what I think it is? Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this week's episode.
If you guys are looking to eat well this summer, HelloFresh has you covered. Their menu features protein smart and calorie smart options. Plus, they also have new vegan dinners to choose from. HelloFresh makes it easier for you to reach your food goals by having flavorful recipes that leave you feeling satisfied.
HelloFresh wants you to have it all. Free time and fresh, tasty food. That's why they take care of the meal planning and deliver the ingredients so everything you need to whip up a delicious meal arrives straight to your door.
HelloFresh gets that you want options when it comes to what to make for dinner, not just the same old thing all the time. That's why they offer 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so you'll never get bored and can always find something new to try and love.
I love HelloFresh because it does the thinking for us.
Every day it is exhausting trying to run around with a 1-year-old and figure out what to make them for lunch, dinner, breakfast. So HelloFresh being here delivered with all the pre-portioned ingredients makes our life so much easier.
Go to HelloFresh.com/SpillTheBeans50 and use code SpillTheBeans50 for 50% off plus free shipping.
That's HelloFresh.com/SpillTheBeans50 and use code SpillTheBeans50 for 50% off plus free shipping.
HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Let me tell them a little bit.
No, let me tell them.
Let me tell them a quick
Let me tell them one
backstory.
part first.
Okay.
One little part. You guys know there's people where like when they're wrong, they don't even like to admit it and stuff. But this time I will be a man. I'll man up and be like, maybe you guys were right. Some of you guys were right about the whole thing. And this is where our story comes in.
So starting back a few months ago, I started going to sculpt yoga. It was a vibe. I freaking loved it. And then slowly I started posting about it on social media, on Instagram. And I think the third time that I posted that I was doing yoga, I got so many messages saying that yoga is bad. It's the devil. It's like, what did they say? The deeper meaning, like when you're meditating, you're opening your
mind
up to like other
spirits.
things that aren't godly, basically.
And just the whole thing, like yoga, like the elephant thing is.
The third eye, So there were a lot of things saying that. And for me, I was like, you guys are crazy. First of all, we don't meditate in sculpt yoga. We literally just work out. So for the longest time, I was like, this is dumb. Like I'm going to keep going, whatever. And I didn't stop going because of it. I just kind of just stopped going because it's far as fudge, and the freaking membership is like $150 a month. And I was like, if I'm not going to be going, then there's no point, you know, because the times do not align with our schedule at all. So I just kind of slowly weaned off and stopped going. And in the thick of it, like when we were hearing a bunch of shit, we were hearing like
also me, I'm gonna open up to you guys. I started getting a lot of weird feelings that I've never felt before. I guess shit. Remember the whole jealousy thing?
Yeah, that was funny.
I've never been, well, ever since we got engaged, ever since I got therapy and stuff, I had never felt any sort of jealousy, toxicity, overthinkingness, and all of a sudden we start doing yoga, I start feeling a little weird, you know. I'm like,
yeah, Jonathan would literally
taking too long.
Yeah, he would call me on my way home, and he'd be like, "Where are you?" And I'd be like, going home." Like, well, where? Like right now, barely. Why so late? And I'd be like, "Shut the hell up, my boy!" Like I would literally laugh it off because I was like, "You're being silly, right?" And no, he was kind of like,
we sat down.
Yeah,
I was like, "Hey, like I know, obviously, I trust you with all my life, but I feel weird, and I don't know, like I don't know if it's anxiety or something, but
yeah, so it was kind of causing problems here at home with it was the whole like being on edge because we would hear things every time we would put Franco down to bed. You guys know we heard like sound mixing with his sound machine. We would hear a lot of things like in his room, in the office, and slowly I feel like as I stopped going to yoga, we stopped hearing things, you know. And I think the last time I went was like a month ago or 2 months ago.
We stopped paying attention to stuff, right? Or like just in general. And then, but the thing that made us click is after what was it? You stopped breastfeeding. So then you're like, no, I gotta go like again, like full fitness mode. So she got this little 2 or 3 times. She started going to Sculpt again. And I was like, good for you, babe. Like when you go to Sculpt, you feel better and stuff like that. So she started going again for like 2 or 3 times. And that's when that whole noise thing started again.
When we heard the song and it was like clear as day.
And we were watching a movie and like we were hearing footsteps and stuff. So it's like, I told her, and we were like making rounds like, babe, did you realize that as soon as you started doing Sculpt, like we started, you know, hearing shit again? And then she's like, oh, like, you're right, you know? So for all the people in the comments, I don't like the way some of you guys are a little mean, like, you guys shouldn't be doing that shit. It's the devil, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can be nice about it, you know? Yeah. And I appreciate the people that were. And I'm here to tell you that maybe, you know, you were right. Yeah. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. But at the end of the day, if there is a doubt in my head that it's not godly, if it doesn't align with, you know, Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit, then, you know, we have such a good relationship with him. I think that he'll kind of like give us a warning, let us know, you know.
Or even like it's crazy because as we said, we've always been very godly. We love God. We talk about him. We're always thankful with God for everything that we have. So it's like, I like how he didn't, because a lot of people try to say like, oh, I think that he's talking to you through me, like in a mean way, you know, like God wouldn't want you to do this, whatever. And I think God isn't like that. God is very friendly and nice and like loving. So I think slowly it was just like, well, your times don't align with your schedule. Every time you have to go to Sculpt, you have to go in the middle of a work day. You have to stop, go when your mom isn't even there anymore and you're supposed to be spending time with your son. Like you have to go. There was not a time that aligned with our schedule at all, ever. So it's like, I think God slowly was showing me like, oh, your schedule doesn't align. This doesn't align with you. You're not in love with it anymore, you know? So it's like a lot of little things. So it could be a coincidence. It could be God, whatever it is. I don't go to yoga anymore, which kind of sucks sometimes, but I just like, I love the workout. I wish that it wasn't called yoga, you know, it was just called like, oh, sculpt, you know?
But it is in a yoga environment. There is paintings of the Hindu elephants, I believe, the god elephant or the goddess of elephants or whatever. Yeah. And it is revolved around that religion, I guess, or belief. So
and it's crazy that as soon as I stopped breastfeeding and I knew I had to like go full force into my fitness journey again, that's when Jonathan found running, and that's when I fell in love with running with him. So it's like, it's crazy how the shit like that aligns, you know? So,
yeah, and we always tell God, like, si no es pa nosotros, like
let
quítalo.
Us know.
Everything, guys, friendships, business ventures, even little things like cars, I don't know, like everything, like
Even like the house. I would always pray about the house. I'd be like, if this is the house, like if we have to stay here for another year, if it's gonna benefit us, like okay, we won't find a house. And we like sure enough, we found one potential house, and then when we were there, we're like, never mind, girl.
and
Let's
now
go
we're starting
home.
to see that it's because we're strengthening my relationship with my parents. You know, Franco's getting closer. I'm getting back closer with my little brothers and sister. Blanca's getting closer with my siblings. She just went shopping with my sister for her Mexico trip. So it's like, this is where God wants us. So on Amazon the other day, I went and bought this little pyramid thing. It's called a tower.
I'm pretty sure that's not godly, babe.
Well, I asked God, I was like, you know what, God, if this isn't of you, or like, you know, if it goes against you, then give me a sign. So far, nothing's happened. Because if you guys don't know, I originally heard of towers. And you guys, I'll plug a picture here. Do you want to pass it to me, babe? Just pick it up.
What if it loses its energy?
Oh, babe, just give it to me. Okay. So I got this little pyramid looking thing, guys, here, if you're watching this on YouTube. And supposedly it's made of a lot of minerals and stuff like that. I guess it's supposed to absorb bad energy. And then when it enters the crystals, it bounces off so much that when it's like shoots out from the top of the pyramid, and then it like, through all the bouncing and stuff, it's supposed to release positive energy, right? And I've always heard of towers for a very long time, and I have like so many stories revolving them. But the thing that finally made me buy it was Drake. I saw a TikTok that Drake, I guess the bigger the tower, the more expensive and the more it works. And he had like, obviously he's Drake, so he had like big pillars and like big ones in his room, in his bathroom. And we all know he's one of the most successful, if not most successful artists in the world. So I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna buy one, but not for like vibes and energy. I bought it because they also block 5G radiation. And there's proof, there's videos where like they put it's a radiation reader thing, like a device, like a thermostat, but for radiation. And they put it next to like a 5G, like your internet, a tower. And as soon as you introduce one of these little towers next to the device, the radiation drops almost to zero. So there is scientific backing that these things do absorb bad frequency waves that could damage you in the long run, just like they say microwaves are bad for you. So are 5G internet, things like that. So yeah, I told God, I was like, if this is, because it did come in a funny looking box, with stars and, the whole kind of astrology feeling to it. So I was like, if this isn't good, if it's not godly, then give me a sign. I like signs, and so far nothing. It does. It's a placebo effect, of course. Like I do feel lighter. Like my head doesn't hurt as much. I feel like after watching TV or playing video games, I would always get a really bad headache, and now I don't.
You also don't play video games anymore, so
that's true. But but I just feel like, I don't know. This whole spiel is for you guys. We never want to feel like we're trying to impose our religion or our beliefs on you guys, but man, like if I can say something, it's God is real, guys. And the more you talk to him, you don't have to go to church every Sunday. You don't have to wear a cross. You don't have to do it. Just talk to him, guys. And I'm going to end my spiel on maybe something a little like, should I get into numbers? No, I'm not going to get into numbers because I feel like other YouTubers don't. So why should I share like, income and stuff like that? So I'm not going to talk about numbers unless you guys really want me to. But there's been times where like, say we don't upload, just like now, we don't upload a lot on YouTube or on Spill the Beans and stuff. It's like we're expecting low income months. It's just the truth of it. If you don't upload, if you don't do this, then you're not going to get money, So there's been months where Blanca and I are like, we get paid. I think you can see what you're going to get paid on the 15th. And then we don't get paid until the 21st. So then on the 15th, we always log in and then we're like, how much did you make? Or how much did you make? And then, so I'm like, I'm going to log in and it's going to be like very low, like it's going to be, I haven't uploaded, because I control J&J and Spill the Beans. I haven't uploaded on J&J. Like I'm expecting a very low income. And there's been times, guys, where like, let's say right before I check how much I'm going to get paid, I've talked to my friends about God. I've tried to put them on the right path. I remember this specific time, one of my friends from work was struggling a lot with his mental health, and just like overall manlyhood and stuff. And I turned him to like godly music. I was like, look, man, like music doesn't have to be God. Music doesn't have to be boring and like clapping and, you know, old school. Like there's corridos like now about God, like corridos tumbados, reggaeton music, like artists out here like changing the way that God, like Christian music is. And he got on it, and then I was like, you know, I felt good, whatever. The next day, literally, guys, like to the point we got paid. I look at the account, it's what would you say, like 6 times what I thought I was getting paid. And I show Blanca, I'm like, we're eating breakfast and we're at Pistachio. I was like, babe, like look how much J&J and Spill the Beans made this month. And she's like, no way, like shut the hell. Like, so we start doing the math. I was like, okay, we go on every little video that we upload. We're like, this video made $500. This video made $800. And we uploaded like two, 3 of them. Like, where is this money coming from? I told Blanca, I was like, I think they deposit. You know, when you hear those stories where like you get someone else's deposit in yours, and then people spend it, and then they ask for it back, and then you don't have it. So I was like, babe, I don't even want to touch this money. Like, it's scary. Like, we did not make this to someone. Like, why is this being deposited? And the only thing I can contribute is just God, guys, like having a good relationship with him. And this story that I'm telling you has happened at least 2 to 3 times this year, where I should not be making, and I say I because it's this big account, I should not be making that amount that is being deposited in.
But also, because you have to tell them that you don't know exactly from what videos they're paying you from. Because so I think that there's so many things that go behind how you make money on YouTube, but it's like we're still currently getting paid for videos that people are watching. Like I'm still making money from my labor and delivery video, you know, so we're still making money from other videos. So it's like some months maybe more videos older videos get more traction to them, so then that's how we get paid. But it's like how crazy that it's the month where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna make anything, but then I'm talking to God and I'm strengthening my relationship, and then God's like, no, like I got you, you know. In a sense, like God works through so many ways. So when you have like a good relationship with him, I think that's when you get the best outcome of life.
Yeah, I think believing in God is a cheat code. Like nowadays, it's so rare that you see someone, and like the priest was saying at the wedding of our best friends, like, I'm so glad so many people are here at the church, because usually there's not even a third of the people that are here, but at the party, bien que se llena el salón, you know? So literally, guys, if this, maybe this is your sign, maybe you've been thinking about getting into religion, maybe you've been thinking about asking your parents, you know, what is this, you know, start going, because you never know what path God could take you in. So
yeah. Anyways,
guys, I think that's gonna be it. We're wrapping up. I'm glad we did a little catching up and a little recap moment, because it was much needed.
Yep. And thank you guys so much for being here and just supporting us through all of our ventures, whether you're on Spill the Beans, whether you follow us on Instagram, anything. Your support means the world to us. Just you guys viewing this podcast or putting on Spotify on your way to work, that helps us out a lot. So thank you so much for giving us the platform that we have, and we'll continue to try to use it for the best, you know?
Yeah, guys. Very exciting news. We are finalizing. Like, you guys might think like, oh, they're not uploading on YouTube, they're not like as active. No, as we speak, there's this little volcano ready to erupt, and soon you guys will know what we've been waiting on and what's been taking our time from like J&J and I Blanca J channel. So we're very excited for that.
Yeah, dun dun dun. It should be out in like 2 weeks, right? Maybe 2
Hopefully.
weeks, maybe not. But it's a really, really amazing announcement, I would say. And you guys are not even ready for it. And I know you guys are thinking that it's a pregnancy announcement. I'm here to burst your bubble. Think again. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. We love you so much. We appreciate you more than you know. And we will be on your phones or in your ears next Thursday and Friday.
Would be good.
We need a better outro.
Later.
Yay Networks.